All right. Wasn't this Cope? This card, is this good? This is activate the effect of fusion summon a monster from your extra deck. And then how do you get this out? Banish a monster from your extra deck to special summon this. All right, let's see if it works. I don't think this hand works at all, though. Nope. All right. Can't summon this. We got to have the Fua Loss be activatable. The Droll's going to be conflicting with the Fua. We have Blue Eyes White Dragon at the top here. Lordy Load, we're holding on to the Ash Blossom. We're now going to Fua Loss on the resolution of that Drill Beam ad. Maiden of White, and now we're going to be ready to negate the wishes, which is what this was saved. Let's discard to search for 2. Negate you. Drill Beam can be reset back onto the field, so it is a great discard while you have a barrel on the field. Negate. Let's reset it, mates, and we don't want to commit to the extra deck. We're under Fua Loss. We got to draw into, I don't know what we could draw into. They have Drill Beam, Imperm, Veiler. It's freaking over from here, right? Ain't no way. The Maiden is going to be reborning. That's fine, sure. And we have Hospa Freakentality. Wow. Dragonmaid needs Draco Tail. That is how it's played in the TCG. The problem is, the better way to play Dragonmaid is with Draco Tail. The better way to play Draco Tail is without Dragonmaid. So you're probably just playing a worse version of Draco Tail by doing so. That was game 1. Is Fua going to be good enough? They'll Ash 1, you Fua again, but what, they're going to establish the freaking Primite Fusion? Oh my Jesus. The Fusion's a quick effect, right? No, it's not. It's Spell Speed 1, but we do have the Fua for that. We're waiting on the Fua Loss this time. We want to wait for them to commit to an effect that will definitively result in us drawing a card, which this is not that. That's reborning from the graveyard. So we don't chain the Fua Loss, sure. We're still waiting. 3K to the... Can you please try to summon from the extra deck or deck? Thank you. Now, we could Fua Loss. Then they're going to unfortunately Ash, but then we could Fua Loss again. Now, if they Veiler us, we will be able to use Triple Tactics talent. The Hospitality requires a Dragonmaid somewhere. We just need one in the graveyard, one in the hand. Then it could reborn it and send a Dragonmaid from the deck. Then it could set up our core play. The Jet Dragon will make our other cards indestructible. I guess that works, right? This will send the Chamber from the deck to the grave, right? Special summon, and then send the other one. Then you can go into Lady, and you can pop off from there. That is our play. Our best play got negated and banished, and Talent is still dead. Tiding does nothing. This does nothing. 4 bricks. Damn. I'm so sorry. Deadbeat, that is really unfortunate. It's just, I guess, what happens. All right, let's hop another one. Sword is limited to 1. We're going to start off with the Doo-Doo Warrior. Doo-Doo Warrior is going to send from the deck the Go-Go-Go Glove. We're going to be chaining the Fua Loss. Just like that. Now, what is very good in the game right now, and a lot of people are very much unhappy about this, that card is Droll and freaking Lockbird, of course. Well, with the Go-Go Doo-Doo Glove combo play, what you could do is counter Droll before it's even activatable. So what you're going to do is your very first summon is going to be a Rafflesia. Yes. And then with the Rafflesia, you're going to have the trap that negates a hand trap. I forget what it's called. It's Gravedigger? Yes. Gravedigger Trap Hole. Now, DK, what nonsense are you on right now? People unironically played this in the TCG. They did. To counter Droll and Lockbird. And then once you have this set up, you now then make your other plays without having to have committed to the normal summon to even make the Rafflesia, and then you possibly would then win the duel. But they do have a side deck where they could then side it out if they're not going first. So is it worth playing in best of 1? Do we have Rafflesia on the extra deck? Probably not. We do not. We're now going to Bonfire, special summon the Ryzeal, searching for our node. Let's further special summon our Sword Ryzeal. We're going to get hit by a freaking Nibiru. Now, are we? Whoa, 4 bodies? What the? A super juiced up duo drive? Bro, we lose this whole field. What the heck? This, if you would have played Rafflesia, you could have also not only stopped Droll, you could also stop Nibiru. Instead, the Automat engine made us play into Nibiru. It made us worse. Flip, Nibiru the field, goodbye. That's it. Cannot stop the effect. Does not negate. Wipe it. That is really unfortunate. Well, we still have our normal summon. We still have plays. This is good. We still have follow-up. So even though we played into a Nibiru, we could follow up with the node, follow up with a normal summon ice. It's not as bad as it looks. They're going to stop the Star Ryzeal from being reborn, and then we can follow up with the normal summon ice. Normal ice. Ice. Was there a reason why it didn't activate? Why didn't it activate? We didn't already ice this turn? Is there a reason why we would not have a Ryzeal in the deck to special summon? So think about this. Special summon a Ryzeal from your deck except Ice Ryzeal. Let's look at those. What could you summon? Sword is limited to 1. We already summoned it. X Ryzeal is limited to 1. We already summoned it. We only play 1 Star Ryzeal. We only play 1 node. We did not have a Ryzeal in the deck to summon because of the ban list. That's crazy. Wow. What the? They have fallen on hard times here. We have the ability to pop 3 and negate once plus Ash Blossom 8. 5 disruption still pretty good here. Let's Druid Swarm send... They should be twins. If this were twins, twins would reborn the detonator back with 2 materials. The twins and then its effect to attach. Instead of it's an aggregator, thus we just lose our monster unless we negate with the cross. Now, negate with cross does detach a material, but then we're left with just 1 material. So what we could have done is instead we would have detached a pop, let it get sent, reborn back, 2 material would be on the field, and we would still have the cross be activatable. We did what did we cross? Oh, the freaking Phoenix with the higher chain link to stop the cross anyway. Yeah, that's a problem. You can't save cross for the Druid Swarm. So we really did need the Eclipse Twins. Gotta get Eclipse Twinning. Is it in your extra deck? I forgot. We looked through it. Normal summon. Get negated. Can't summon Star. Can't summon Node. Can't normal Fua. We pass. We freaking pass. Holy shite. Maxi will surely keep us in this duel. Right? Moy, you're not taking the Maxi challenge. Don't do it. He's not. Great. But boost in the damage step. Boost it up. Take you out. We're not going to main phase 2 any plays. At least link 1. At least. To get the crescendo working, I think that's worth it. Sure. Do we have a play? Node can reborn back the ice. Okay. Woo! Bonfire saved us. We really needed that. Well, at least we have Node. All right. That's fine. We could send from the hand to reborn back. Normaling a freaking Node, that is unfortunate. Now we have the World Legacy Crown. What is this doing? If this card sends to the graveyard, special summon it, and then doesn't it have an effect? This states that during the turn a Link monster's effect is activated, whenever you want, you could target a face-up card you control and 1 face-up card your opponent controls, destroy both of them. That's gonna happen whenever we want. Right now. Okay. Damn. We needed that bonfire. Holy shoot. Man, I feel bad for Ryzeal. Ryzeal didn't have a lot of time to shine. Malice is still great. Malice, we just looked at a tournament. Malice was what, like 3 out of the top 4 spots? Malice came out before Ryzeal. Straight up. If I were a Ryzeal player, I would rightfully be very angry. Going second, we have Ash, we have Droll. You will want to Ash the effect of Harp Horror, ideally. And then, just Droll it the first time you can. Ash, negate, mate, and then Droll as soon as you can. There you go. So if we drolled, it would have done nothing. But now we could droll the Maxi if we really need to, if we want to call with the grave something else, because they do have a lot of good effects in the grave, but they do have the Babble making them all quick effect. So how are we going to break this field? Ooh, we got normal summon Tour Guide. That is great, mate. The Babel allows the Enlo Gursu to non-target take control of a monster, which could also be sent to the grave of Masquerena and to non-target send a card from the field to the grave, which the Masquerena could go into a Little Knight double banish, which the Orcust Crescendo could negate and banish anything. That's 5 disruption right there. Then from Engrave, we will have the ability to how to get the World's Crown back from the graveyard. I'm not sure what we're able to do that, unless there's something I'm not thinking about. Let's Harp Horror. Gursu is going to send from the decks to the grave. We're also going to be maxing. Do we hit them with the called by? Yes, we do. Do we Crescendo negate the finger? Do we? Or do we? Yes, we do. You best be taking the maxi challenge, mate. This is it. No negate. Get your finger out of here, mate. Now, through 4 disruption, what can we do? We're going to first fire off the Engraver. We're not committing to our normal summon yet. Tract is going to be adding our Lurie. Lurie reborn itself back in the field. This could be a great opportunity to just take it. Your Lurie's mine. Droll and Lockbird to stop the effect of further adding from the deck, drawing cards, that is. We're going to boost up the Masquerena to send from the deck to the graveyard. Get into the grave, the Sirius. So because we play Sirius, which is a brick, but that brick is giving us an additional disruption. The brick is making the power level of our deck a little bit better by reducing the consistency a little bit, where it could instead be a non-engine. There we go. We are going to be reborning it back, and now it can pop a card in the field. As we said, take control of the Lurie before it goes into another play. Yoink it. Tour Guide from the Underworld, summoning the Fiendish Rhino. We're going to pop the Tour Guide, at least attempt to do so. We're going to chain pop the Tour Guide before it gets popped by the Sirius. So we could at least get that Shavara out on the field. Little Knight is now on the field, though, which could banish the Shavara. Shavara wants to be sent to the grave so it could set an Unchained trap from the deck. That is why we want to banish it, and that's why we want to scoop. All right, I mean, we went second. We're a rogue deck, we went second. Of course, we're not going to win. We're not a go second deck. Prison is going to search our deck. They're going to pass on the Ash. We're now going to Engraver, search our deck for the Tract. This is a good time to check the restrictions. We type Unchained, we type in semicolon, cannot special. Then you could grab the word cannot special if you're on PC, Control F, and then highlight the card, boom. While this card's face up, if summoned from the hand, you cannot special summon except Fiend monsters. We have Ash negating the effect of Requiem Mate, no summon for the deck. Now, the Aruha is you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except Fiend monsters if you activate this effect of targeting a card you control to summon this from the hand. And then the Raikea is if you target a card you control to destroy, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except Fiend. Negate a special summon, negate a special summon. Link off with a special summon monster into a Little Knight banish. And we have the Escape of Unchained, which will pop the Soul of Rage plus pop a card in the field, and the Yama will reborn the Soul of Rage back in the field to perform that Little Knight banish play. That is 6 forms of disruption, 3 of them tied to the Soul of Rage. So if you have a card that could specifically deal with that one card, that'd actually be 4 disruptions because the Escape would also have nothing to be used with. Baldrake banishing Yama, which the Wave King Caesar will negate and destroy. Get the Baldrake out of your hand. Oh boy. Now the Symbol Skeleton could get popped by the Escape. Yes, it will, mate. The Link 1 is a +1. How's it a +1? Well, if you could get the Link 1 in graveyard, it reborns back, so that would be the +1 play. And then also, we don't want to be searching for cards. Get that trash out of here. Yama, which is the target for the Bestial, so that it would not reborn back the Soul of Rage. Also adding back in grave our Sarama. And now we have Special Summon Negate, link off with a Special Summon into double Little Knight Banish. Quadra Disruption, Unchained going first, playing through an Ash and a Bestial, and still persevering. Well done. Let's go. Gursu is here. Imperm negate. This is a great negate. You want to use Ash on this. Valor or Impermanence is the way. Now from here, we're going to have to link this off into the Link 1, but that's it for hand traps. Shoot. Discard Super Poly to search for the Babel. Special Summon the World's Crown. Let's go into the Mermaid. Now, we don't have a way to get the Enlil Gersu engraved, thus we lose that extra form of disruption of non-target sending a card from the field to the grave. We can still non-target take control. We can negate and banish anything. You can hit them with Max C, but I'm not going to count that as a disruption. We have the Galatea Link 1, which could add back the World Crown, which can negate a special summon monster from the extra deck, the effect of it. And then we have Din Gersu, non-target send a card from the field to the grave. About 4 forms of disruption, and we do have the Call by the Grave. Do we finger the Galatea? We don't. We have the finger for the Max C, maybe. Add back the World Crown. We're getting ready. This is it. Max C. Finger the C, but then the freaking Orcust Crescendo will negate and banish the finger. Finger is limited to 1. If you had 2, you wouldn't even be able to activate the other one since it is a counter trap. Now, what is this? Buo. I've not ever seen this in my life. Level 3 Fiend. Monsters in your left... What? Monsters in your leftmost or rightmost main monster zones cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can only use each of the following effects Buo once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you could target a Fiend effect you control, negate its effects if you do special summon this card. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you could add a Mutiny in the Sky from your deck to your hand. I'm sure we're not playing that, right? I don't even know what that is. While we summon Lacrima on the far right side so that we could use the Buo with it, right? We're going to Shavara, Chain Pop in response to the non-target take. Okay, I'll take your Shavara. Don't mind if I do. That's how the non-target works. You dodge it, I take whatever you dodged with. Yoink Shavara. As we grab the Engraver, Engraver's going to be returned back with the Crimson Tier, that is to reborn back the Engraver. As we're now going to Harpor, activate to send, summon from the deck that is Gersu, will then send the World Wand. World Wand will trigger when sent to the grave to summon the World's Crown. Buo is now here. Negate our monster of the field to special summon to then help make our Yama. Buo's kind of interesting, actually. You are playing whatever this is. Now, because we are optionally, so we 100% definitely play a Mutiny in the Sky, whatever that is, we're Chainlink blocking the World's Crown. World's Crown would negate and destroy the Yama from searching the deck. We got a Chainlink block, mate. What is this? Mutiny in the Sky. Fusion, summon a Fiend or Fairy, shuffling Fiend and or Fairy from your graveyard into the deck. What? I hope you use this. For sure we do, right? Why? We don't play this for a Chainlink block. We're in battle phase. What the? We want to get Shavara in graveyard. Shavara boosted up in the damage step, just like that. Yama could trigger, or I should say another card has to be destroyed for it to trigger. Now we Mutiny in the Sky. We won't even get to see what it summoned. That's it, I'm looking at the extra deck. Fusion, 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 fusion. What is this? Loose the Dusk's Dark. 3 Fiend and or Fairy in your graveyard. Monsters in your left and rightmost cannot be destroyed. You can only use each of the following effects. I kind of vaguely remember this being used in the TCG a long time ago. Target 1 card your opponent controls. Send 1 Fairy or Fiend from your deck to the graveyard. That could send a Shavara or a Shayama and then destroy the card that you targeted. That's pretty cool, but we're not going to actually see it go into its play. Moy, did you need to do this? Did you have to? Your newly drawn impulse off of freaking Max C? Wait, we're not done? We can do it again? What the? You send a Fiend or Fairy from your hand or face up to the graveyard to then add this card to your hand. You could only use each effect once per turn, so we can't activate it again. Shite. Now, many multi-effect cards say the word you can only use each effect, and Konami came up with a way where if you have a multi-effect card, that it could still be used multiple times if it gets negated, and I noticed them doing that with Inclusion. Because I think they were getting lazy with you can only use each effect, and then they realized, wait, how about if the effect, the activation gets negated? Why not be able to activate another one? So this has multiple effects. Activate to search, banish to reborn, but you could only use the second effect once per turn, and you'd only activate once per turn. So if it were worded this way, this is how the Mutiny would be activatable again, but I don't think this type of thing really existed when Mutiny was created. This is quite new. Well. All right, we're gonna set it, pop it, summon the Aruha, then trigger the Yama. We're not done. Let's reborn a monster from Engrave, the Soul of Disaster, which can use a monster the opponent controls to perform a link, right? Pop into summon a Sarama. It's disgusting that we're under a freaking Max C here. Reborn Din Gersu. Din Gersu is going to non-target send an opponent's card to the graveyard. Mutiny is newer? Well, I don't know. there's like an A team and a B team at Konami, and they got mixed up when making the mutiny. Or the mutiny would be too good. If the activation were negated, then it would be reusable. Are you freaking kidding me? Orcust, Harp Horror, add the World's Wand. Escape of Unchained. Let's get poppin'. We can only activate the effect of the main phase to link off with their monster. Now, if we have Yama, we could reborn back. We don't even have Yama, so it's over. You're on the D team? Well. Send from the deck, Symbol Skeleton, and just like that, a totally unnecessary Max freaking C. Got him. All right. Now, let me correct myself. In my head, we crescendoed the mutiny, but we didn't because it would then be banished. We negated the effect of it. So even if it had the wording of the inclusion, another copy would still not be activatable because we still activated it. We just negated the effect. But, you know, I'm still thinking what could have been done to make the card better, even though it would not have been usable there. If they were to wave King Caesar it, then it would have been activatable again with the wording of inclusion.